Hello there, Ian here once again, and it's a pleasure to be able to be with you. I hope this is catching you happy, healthy and strong. Today we're talking about motivation, engagement and inspiration. And I know they can sound a bit warm and fuzzy, but if we understand them correctly, we can make huge gains in performance in our business and we can enjoy the ride. I've got 3 principles to help us on our journey. Stay tuned. So staff engagement has been quite the phrase in recent years, and for very good reason. An engaged team member gives us around about 40% more of their effort than someone who is considered neutral. They make things better. They not only do the bare minimum to collect a salary, but they improve themselves and the company. However, surveys paint a very black picture of staff engagement. Gallup does a popular one each year, and the last time I looked, at best 2 out of 10 people in any team are considered engaged. The rest are neutral or even actively disengaged. So that paints a pretty poor story for staff engagement. However, it can be great news for you. When global standards or standards in your market are low, it becomes fairly straightforward to stand out. How do we do that? I've got some keys to help us later. But first, I want to talk about motivation and inspiration. Often we hear executives talk of the motivational talk. We need to get the team together and motivate them and get them fired up. And that's okay. But if nothing fundamentally changes in the organization, that enthusiasm that your players might feel after the motivational talk is very quickly going to go back to where it was before. If nothing fundamentally changes in the organization and keeps on changing, we're not going to harness the motivation that is already there in your team members. Motivation is intrinsic in most of us. Think of your first day in a new job or in a new post or on a new project. My guess is that you and I and your teammates want to do a good job. However, we get demotivated by what I call the silly stuff that creeps into our organizations over time. Reports that nobody reads, that take too long to produce, that have no value, procedures that take too long, decision processes that take too many people, poor working cultures, gossip, all that kind of stuff. That reduces our motivation and also our engagement. So our team are naturally motivated. We get engagement from them when we can link that motivation to positive change in the organization. When we can harness that motivation and keep reducing the silly stuff, we give a path for that motivation to fly and we get engagement. I'll talk about how we do that in a moment, but I want to talk about inspiration first. If engagement is better than neutral, inspiration is much better than even engagement. If you look at the mathematics, engaged team players give us about 40% extra. Inspired team members give us 150% extra. So inspiring our team members as well as engaging them gives us a quantum leap in performance. It doesn't happen overnight. So I want to talk about 3 keys that can help us on that journey. Think 3 words: inspire, align and de-hassle. First of all, inspire. We get inspiration from something bigger than just our job in our business. If we see coming to work as just a job. We do this, and as a reward we get this, and then we go home at night and don't think any more about it. That will only get us so far. But if we can connect the job to something much bigger than just the job, we start and tap into inspiration. Think about why you do what you do. What's the purpose behind what you do? What impact are you making in your marketplace, the community, society, the country? Who knows, even the world at large? Who would miss you if you were not there? If you went out of business tomorrow, would your customers think, oh no, they're gone? Or would they just switch suppliers instantly and not think about it? So ask your players, why are they still here? Do they understand the impact that you're making? And if they don't, and if you don't, it's time to think about why you do what you do. What is your purpose? And make it big and start measuring the impact that you're making. Then the job becomes more than just a job, and you're part way there to inspiring your players. So number one is inspiration. Number two, align. Do you understand the personal goals of your team players? Do you know what's important to them in their life outside the business? Do you know what they want for their family, for their holidays, for their enjoyment, for their retirement, for their contributions in their communities? What is at least one really big goal for each of your team members? Does it form part of the conversation? Do you talk about their goals as well as the goals of the business? If you can align your team members' journey with the journey of the business, you are on the same path, and it's much easier for you to tap into that source of energy which is inexhaustible. So inspire, align your players' goals with the goals of the company. And then we want to de-hassle. Remember, your team players are motivated, but they get demotivated by the silly stuff. So we think de-hassle, not motivate. Relentlessly be getting rid of the silly stuff in the company. The easiest way to do that is to get people to make a list. Make a list of what drives you nuts in the company. What do you love and what drives you nuts? Make a big list of the silly stuff that drives people nuts. Stick it on the wall and then knock them off one by one. And that helps to release the natural motivation that's already there, and we get their engagement as a result. So, inspire, give a sense of purpose. Align, tie your players' goals to your own goals and help them on their journey too. And then de-hassle. Get rid of the silly stuff that drives us nuts and make it visible. Make a list of the things that you're getting rid of to help people do their jobs better. I really hope that made sense and gave you some ideas to work on. Look after each other, and I'll look forward to sharing with you again soon.